So Brian, the last couple of video blogs that I've done have been talking about the topic of leadership transition, and when we do our marketing, we put our services of our firm into 5 different categories, and one of them is transition.
Right.
And it's a very common presenting issue for us. Clients come to us and talk about future transitions that are going to occur in their organizations and how can we help speak into them. And I got to thinking about how often the term succession planning comes up. And it feels like that term carries some additional weight to it somehow. And I think part of the weight is it just seems bigger somehow. And of course, you've done a lot of succession planning in different iterations of your career and life. And I wondered if you could shed some light for us on the elements of succession planning and how we ought to be really effectively utilizing that terminology.
I think in the broadest sense, from the top level, we think of succession planning as a transitioning of ownership and also leadership.
Most people think of the ownership piece first, do you think, when you're using that term?
Yeah, I think that's the natural go-to with
Yeah.
succession planning. And I think for the most part, probably what we're talking about here a little bit more. So it's finding an effective way for a business owner to find an exit,
Yep.
oftentimes involving a next generation in the context of the work we do, and sometimes
Could be family,
third
could be
party.
non-family.
Exactly. So that's the big picture. But inside of that, there's a number of pieces that are inside of there. And the first thing is, of course, the obvious is finding the appropriate next generation, finding the right persons to assume ownership who can carry the values and mission of the organization in a way. But also what owners have to figure out in that process is not just the who, but also there's financial considerations.
Yeah,
So the
obviously,
question the owners have is, what do I need to get from the transition of this business? What do I need for my retirement? We have to figure out, is there going to be insurance involved? Do we need to have some type of insurance product that might help support in the event of a death in a transition? There are tax considerations
course, yeah.
that have to be figured out. You know that. And the owner's going to have tax implications for the sale of a business and perhaps the next gen. So there's that. And then around that is always the need for the legal issues to be not only addressed, but also then documented. So there's 4 or 5, sometimes even 6 components that come along with that word succession planning.
It seems to me that part of the complication that comes along for many business owners with succession planning is the number of professionals or the amount of professional expertise that seems to be necessary maybe in order to do that well. Is it necessary to have 5 or 6 different professionals in the process to do it really well? What are your thoughts on that? What's been your experience?
Yeah, well, and really based on what we just said, there are significant components to the succession plan, and each one of those really does require some level of expertise.
Sure.
I don't think that, it's possible for an owner to do a good transition and not seek advice in all those areas thoughtfully.
Okay.
So the answer to your question is, do we need those types of professionals involved in some way? I'd say yes.
Okay.
There are certainly legal professionals.
Okay, legal. Yeah.
Okay. You're going to expect tax professionals, which would likely be an accountant or CPA in most cases. There may be a financial planner involved,
Yep.
really looking at the owner's financial needs.
Which may be very much distinct from the tax and accounting pieces of it.
Absolutely. And
Wealth
in most
management,
cases,
financial planning.
absolutely. There may be an insurance component, often
Yeah.
a life insurance component.
The last would be the piece that we are generally associated with at North Group would be the entire family transition and business transition, making sure the business is in a healthy position, making sure the family is in a healthy position. I think that's what people generally associate with as our expertise.
Exactly.
How does a business owner go about making that process more efficient? I mean, is there a way in which somebody could be placed into the point position or quarterback position, if I'm going to use a sports analogy? What would you say there?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd say from my years of experience practicing law for many years and now doing the work we do together at North Group, it's very clear that there's really not just an opportunity, but a need for someone, I think you used the term quarterback, or someone to really shepherd the process. The challenge is owners have to then, absent that, have to go out and coordinate on their own all the professionals, because the professionals need to be in concert.
Yeah.
And they need to be speaking together and they need to be planning together.
And I kind of feel for the business owner who is facing something that already is challenging and emotional and something that he hasn't been through before, and then having to go out and find trustworthy and competent people in all of these different areas. It seems like to have a go-to person that's already a trusted advisor to sit in that quarterback position would be a real gift to many different business owners if that could be established, that they could then bring the team together and make sure that everyone was acting on behalf of the best interests.
As I hear that from our business owner clients who will say, literally, wouldn't it be great if, or what I really need is someone who could pull this together for me because I don't know what I don't know.
And I think it's been very helpful to our clients here at North Group to have you as part of our firm, because you have several of those disciplines already as a part of your background, and make sure that each iteration of the process works well for the business owner. So thank you for leading that process at North Group, and we hope to deliver that in an even more comprehensive and seamless way sometime in the future as we work our way through the services that we see our clients needing.
Yeah, it's my privilege to do that work. It's great fun, it's a great challenge, and it's a real gift to our clients to have the opportunity to walk with them in that kind of context.
Thanks for such a clear explanation. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Enjoy the day.
And you as well.
Will do.
Thank you.